Right now at 10, U.S. Representative Tom Tiffany enters the governor's race. What challenges he faces ahead of next year's midterms.
And new details about what led to the arrest of Sun Prairie West High School's former dean of students, why a local advocacy group says mandated reporters are not doing enough.
Plus, we still need your help to keep kids in Dane County warm this winter. How you can donate to our Coats for Kids campaign. And that's all coming up on News 3 now at 10. Good evening, everyone. I'm Sarah Carlson.
And I'm Eric Franke. Thanks for joining us. We begin with an update to Wisconsin's 2026 gubernatorial election. U.S. Congressman Tom Tiffany has now entered the race.
And Tiffany now becomes the front runner on the Republican side of the ballot. He faces businessman Bill Berrien and Washington County Executive Josh Schoeman. In Tiffany's campaign announcement, he says under Democratic leadership, farms have disappeared, factories have shut down, and the state's education has fallen behind.
And I know we can do better. You know we can do better. I will freeze property taxes, protect our farmland from communist China, and I'll preserve our Wisconsin values, just like my mom does with her pickles. Girls' sports will stay for girls, moms will be moms, not inseminated persons, and common sense will win. Madison politics may smell.
Tiffany's announcement did not come with an immediate endorsement from President Trump. Even if he lands that endorsement, Tiffany faces hurdles. In the past 36 years, gubernatorial candidates who were the same party as the president in a midterm election have lost every time. That's except for Tony Evers in 2022.
On the Democratic side of the race for governor, currently 5 candidates are running. They are Lieutenant Governor Sarah Rodriguez, Milwaukee County Executive David Crowley, State Representative Francesca Hong, State Senator Kelda Roys, and beer vendor Ryan Sternat.
And now turning to the weather, will stay seasonably cool over the coming days, but a warm up on the way.
Blaze, when will the 80s return to our region?
And that looks like just around the corner. On the weekend, we're looking at the 80s to return starting Friday and stick around through at least the middle of next week. So we'll hang out a little bit cooler tomorrow, pretty seasonable as temperatures begin to settle into the 50s. Right now, we're at 59 in Waukesha, 56 Black River Falls, 60s for pretty much everybody else. Underneath a mix of partly cloudy to mostly cloudy conditions. We are looking at a mix of partly cloudy to mostly cloudy conditions for your Wednesday as well. Starting off cloudy, and then as we go throughout the day, we're going to see a little bit more sunshine. Now further to the east, we may squeeze out a light shower or two, emphasis on the light. Not everyone is going to see that rain, and it's certainly not going to be like what we saw to welcome in fall with those showers and thunderstorms. So that is some good news as we continue to make our way into the start of the new season. 50s tonight, it's going to be a generally quiet one, and as we look ahead to Wednesday, back into those upper 60s to low 70s, with again that better chance for rain further to the east. Are there any more rain chances in the extended forecast? And after we see the 80s return, how long do they stick around for? We'll take a look in just a few minutes.
Okay, thank you, Blaze. Madison police have made an arrest in connection to a 2013 sexual assault. Nathaniel Stabler is charged with second-degree sexual assault. Police say this happened on South Hancock Street in November of 2013. A woman told officers she was out at a concert when she became separated from friends and an unknown man offered to help. Police say he then proceeded to attack and sexually assault the woman in a parking lot. DNA evidence from the attacker was collected in December of 2013, and police said it had been circulating without any hits until recently. Stabler was booked into the Dane County Jail September 4th and is being bound over for trial. Also, a Madison man is sentenced to 70 years in prison for sexually assaulting an infant. Back in May, Skylar Clausen pled guilty to first-degree sexual assault of a child sexual exploitation, and possession of child pornography. Detectives recovered sexually explicit images of the infant from Clausen's phone, as well as video evidence of the assault. And Clausen was accused of sexually assaulting Madison Bishop's infant daughter. Bishop was charged in April with conspiracy to commit first-degree child sexual assault and failure to protect a child. Prosecutors say that she encouraged Clausen to sexually assault her daughter, and Bishop is scheduled to appear in court October 10th.
Well, we told you last night that a Sun Prairie area school district released personnel records for Robert Gilkey-Meisegeier, the former Sun Prairie West High School dean of students. According to those documents, the district evaluated an anonymous tip and interviewed a student, her mother, and Gilkey-Meisegeier, but found no inappropriate relationship. The executive director of the Safe Harbor Child Advocacy Center says an internal investigation isn't enough to cooperate with the state's mandatory reporting statute.
thing that reporters need to remember is that you're not an investigator. You don't have to have evidence. What you need to have is a concern.
Now, according to that statute, reports need to be made, quote, immediately. The district did not return our request for comment. Gilkey Meisegeyer is charged with 2 counts of child sexual exploitation, 13 counts of possession of child pornography, and he has pleaded not guilty.
Next week, lawmakers at the state capitol will be meeting to discuss the 2024 Wisconsin Child Abuse and Neglect Report. Ahead of that hearing, a child trauma advocacy group is calling for an expansion of Act 78's definition. Advocates say the definition is not inclusive enough for children who are victims of sexual abuse.
There's a lot of harm being done to that child through their well-being, through their development, through their mental health. And I don't know that Act 78 really gets at that impact of harm.
Now, Henry says if the impact of child sexual abuse is not included in the definition, those instances will not be included in the report. And lawmakers are discussing September 30th. The hearing will take place at 10:30 in the morning.
Time is running out to get a big electric vehicle tax credit under President Trump's spending and tax package. The $7,500 federal tax credit for EV buyers will end October 1st. A Cox Automotive survey found most buyers who want an EV will still get one even without the credit. Automakers on the other side could respond to the credit loss with discounts, cashback offers, or reduced production. Now, every year, car accidents remain one of the leading causes of injury and death among children. Experts stress that the most effective way to protect young passengers is by making sure they are in a car seat that fits their size and is installed correctly. From the moment a newborn leaves the hospital, parents are urged to double check that their child's car seat is properly secured because the right fit can make all the difference in a crash.
The biggest thing, if you are unsure about what car seat is the correct fit for your child or how to fit your child safely in the car, is to ask your pediatrician. They are a great resource and they may be able to guide you to free or discounted car seats.
Local organizations like Safe Kids Madison and the Cole Safety Center offer free or discounted car seats and installation help for families. Experts also recommend replacing car seats after any moderate or severe accidents.
An Eau Claire man is about to set off on a 3,000-mile bike ride for charity. Perry Cousinar will gear up in San Diego, California, and then ride cross-country all the way to St. Augustine, Florida. He's asking people to donate a penny a mile, which comes out to $30 for the trip per person. The fundraising effort aims to benefit several local causes, including addiction support programs and programs for the homeless.
I was reading that during lunch at work, and at 4 in the afternoon I realized I had not done any work because I was still reading his weblog, and I was so enthralled by this I thought, I have got to do that someday, and that's always stuck with me. And I retired at the end of last year, and I thought, now's the time to do it.
So he's taken off. He's starting the ride on October 3rd with the goal of finishing in roughly 2 months.
Oh, with 135 more coats collected, News 3 Now's Coats for Kids campaign has now received 1,625 donations.
But we still need your help to keep kids in Dane County warm this winter. Our goal is to collect 5,000 coats, and there's still time to help us reach that number. Our Jalen Banks tells us how.
Hey guys, Jalen Banks here. Our Coats for Kids campaign, along with Clinky Cleaners, is off to a great start. So far, we've collected just over 1,600 coats, but we still have a ways to go. Our goal this year is to collect 5,000 gently used or new coats for kids. An area of emphasis this year is to collect coats for small children and teenagers. You can drop those coats off at any Clinky Cleaners location or right here at our station. Now, if you can't make it to any of the locations, fret not. We have an Amazon wish list on our website at channel3000.com. Let's continue to make a difference and collect coats for kids and keep them warm this winter.
Will do. Thank you, Jalen. And the Henry Vilas Zoo, guess what? Preparing to welcome a new polar bear. Nora is her name. She's set to move to Madison from the Oregon Zoo in Portland. She was originally born at the Columbus Zoo and Aquarium in Ohio. Caregivers had to hand rear her after her mother began leaving her unattended in the den. The 9-year-old bear will join 26-year-old female Barrett. Now, she will eventually be introduced to a male bear so she can raise cubs. Now, the Henry Vilas Zoo has not yet announced an exact date when Nora will make her debut in Madison.
And now the story you've been waiting for, a Culver's Classic returning once more for a limited time. The company announcing that the Curter Burger will return for its 5th year starting on Monday. It'll stick on the menu until October 14th. The very next day, October 15th, Culver's will debut its new jalapeno cheese curds. That's in honor of National Cheese Curd Day, and those will stay on the menu through Halloween, October 31st.
That sounds so good. All right, sorry. Still to come tonight at 10. I'm getting distracted. Jimmy Kimmel returns to late night television tonight.
And President Trump addresses the United Nations, how his stance has changed on the war between Russia and Ukraine. That's next. Meanwhile, President Trump addressed the United Nations General Assembly today in New York.
This comes as he's changed his stance on the war between Russia and Ukraine. Erica Brown has more from the White House.
In his address to the UN General Assembly Tuesday, President Trump said the U.S. is in a golden age.
But today, just 8 months into my administration, we are the hottest country anywhere in the world, and there is no other country even close.
He also dished out harsh criticism to the rest of the world.
I'm really good at this stuff. Your countries are going to hell.
The president slammed migration and green energy policies, especially in Europe.
And I'm telling you that if you don't get away from the green energy scam, your country is going to fail.
And Trump questioned the effectiveness of the United Nations.
What is the purpose of the United Nations? For the most part, at least for now, all they seem to do is write a really strongly worded letter and then never follow that letter up.
President Trump claimed he was more successful than the United Nations in settling global conflicts, touting the progress he's made in Israel, Armenia, and Azerbaijan.
It's too bad that I had to do these things instead of the United Nations doing them.
President Trump also shifted his stance on Ukraine after meeting with Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky. Writing on social media, he now believes Ukraine, with the support of the EU, can win back all of the territory it lost over the course of the conflict with Russia. Trump also pressed leaders to stop buying Russian energy, which he says the country uses to fund the fighting, and got the backing from the president of the European Commission. When asked, President Trump also said NATO member countries should shoot down Russian aircraft that enter their airspace. Erica Brown, CBS News, the White House.
Well, here in southern Wisconsin, the forecast will be quiet moving forward.
Blaze, will this dry spell also bring along some warmer weather?
It will, especially as we head into the weekend. We're looking at temperatures to climb back into the 70s and even the low 80s. Until then, we're going to be dealing with seasonable temperatures, low to mid 70s, and at least through Wednesday, a mix of partly sunny to mostly cloudy conditions. And Wednesday, especially closer to Lake Michigan, that's where we could squeeze out a light shower. A high pressure system is moving on in, pushing out the remnants of this latest low, and that's the reason why as winds come off of Lake Michigan, they may turn up enough moisture off of the lake to get a shower or two going. But in terms of widespread heavy rain, we're not looking at that. I would say, folks, across southwestern Wisconsin, we might not even see any rain tomorrow, but we will watch as clouds decrease, starting from mostly cloudy conditions to then partly sunny conditions as we go further into the afternoon. High pressure is going to be somewhat backtracking as we go over the next day or so. It's going to move out of Canada and then push its way eastward. So as it moves its way eastward, starting about Thursday night, we're going to watch as winds turn out of the south. And that's going to help move back in warmer temperatures for Friday and then keep us warm as we head into Saturday as well. And living up to its name, high pressure is going to be our fair weather friend. Plenty of sunshine for the weekend and light winds as well. It's also going to keep a lot of that rain away over the next 7 days. Not a whole lot of green on the estimated rainfall map. And that means that even these little bits are light and likely going to be falling tomorrow, because from really Wednesday onward, we're looking to remain dry as a series of high pressure systems move on in overhead. What we're not going to be saying goodbye to are warm temperatures. We're expected to stay at or above average over the next 7 to 10 days, and starting this weekend through the middle of next week, double digits. So we're looking at 10 to 15 degrees warmer than average as we settle into those upper 70s to low 80s, and our average high for about this time of year starts to get cooler out of the low 70s into those upper 60s. The bullseye of about 90% certainty of being warmer than average, sticking with us not only through our extended forecast, but beyond. From October 1st through the 7th, we're looking to stay warmer than average for, and that could mean by maybe a degree, or as we just talked about, several degrees. We'll just have to take it day by day. Regardless, though, the leaves are beginning to change colors, so maybe they're ready for fall. But in terms of temperature, Mother Nature is not ready to welcome in the new season in terms of temperatures. So we say goodbye to the rain tomorrow, and we stay underneath really nice conditions, quiet conditions. And after yesterday, I think we could all use, again, a little break from severe weather through at least the last half of next week.
All right, yeah. I mean, it's fall. We'll start seeing some of that cooler weather eventually, but enjoy it while it's still here.
Exactly, because right around the corner,
Don't say it.
We know what's coming. Please, thank you. Coming up in sports, the Green and Gold's leadership facing some questions after that loss in the final minutes on Sunday, how they're looking to learn from their first defeat of the season.
The Brewers are in San Diego for Game 2 of their series against the Padres.
Now, just a few games left. These are crucial games to hang on to home field advantage for the entire playoffs. This game is not going well in San Diego for the Brewers. Top of the 7th, 6-0. The Padres lead. Meanwhile, the Phillies, by the way, are trailing late to the Marlins. We need a Marlins win if you're a Brewer fan out there tonight.
Well, a big rule change is on the way for Major League Baseball in 2026. Starting next season, the automated ball strike challenge system will be used. This system allows the batter, pitcher, or catcher to challenge any ball or strike call by the home plate umpire. What's called Hawkeye camera technology will then show the location of the pitch on the stadium's video board for everyone to see. Teams are allowed only 2 challenges per game, and they can keep their challenge if they are correct.
I'm sure the referees can't wait for that to be second guessed by 80,000, 60,000 people. Packers head coach Matt LaFleur facing a flurry of questions after the team's loss over the weekend in Cleveland.
But as News 3 Now senior Packers writer Jason Wilde tells it, the Green and Gold's leadership is using this defeat to grow.
Packers coach Matt LaFleur got a lot of pointed questions from us earlier today about the Packers' first loss of the season, a 13-10 defeat at the hands of the previously winless Cleveland Browns. We asked him about his play calling late in the game and the decision to throw the ball on what turned out to be a Jordan Love interception. We asked about the special teams, which had a field goal block that would have been the game-winning field goal for the Packers and instead led to the game-winning field goal for the Browns. We talked about all the penalties that the Packers committed, 14, the most in a game since 2010. But toward the end, I asked him about what good can come from a loss like this. Now, I know it's not youth sports or high school sports, but it's still an opportunity to learn. And here's how Matt LaFleur responded.
Well, I just think this league is such a week-to-week league, and you can never lose sight of that. And you can't take any moment, any game for granted. And the goal, and I've said it a million times to you guys, I don't think I've obviously said it enough to our team. The goal is to go 1-0 every week. And it pisses me off when we start talking about things outside of the next game, things that are way down the road. Like, focus on, keep the focus on the present, on the now, and worry about getting better each and every day.
Now, the person Matt LaFleur is clearly referring to there is left tackle Rasheed Walker, who on Wednesday told us that he thought the Packers could go undefeated this year. Now, in fairness to Rasheed, I don't think he was trying to make that proclamation. I think he got a little carried away in our conversation. But nevertheless, it provides a very teachable moment for a still young team that needs to learn how to handle success. We'll have full coverage of the Packers all week long leading into Sunday night's game against the Dallas Cowboys in Dallas. And don't forget to sign up for our Packers newsletter, which delivers our Packers coverage directly to your inbox every single day. In Green Bay at Lambeau Field, Jason Wilde.
Thank you, Jason, as always. And the Packers will once again hit the road, this time heading south to Dallas, facing off against the Cowboys. That game is at 7:20 p.m. this Sunday.
The Badger men's hockey team will head across the pond in 2027. Wisconsin will take part in the Friendship 4 tournament. That'll be played in Belfast on November 26th and 27th. They'll be joined by North Dakota, Quinnipiac, and Northeastern. It'll be the first regular season Badger hockey game played outside the United States in the team's modern era. Wisconsin's football team, by the way, will also travel to Ireland in the same year. They'll take on Pittsburgh. That'll be down in Dublin on August 28th. And it's week 3 of the Wisconsin Huddle. Badger safety Austin Brown is our guest as the Badgers enter their bye week. The show airs this Friday at 6:30. That's all for sports tonight.
That's right. Blaze is back with the final check of the weather when we come back.
New communication strategy, or at least new for a Democrat. It's called being interesting. And
Stephen welcomes Governor Gavin Newsom. All new CBS Tonight.
Finally tonight, one Australian man is finding hope and healing in the wake of tragedy. After losing his son in a car accident, mechanic and driving instructor Gavin Hynum is turning grief into good, restoring old cars and giving them to those in need of a fresh start.
He says this is a way to honor his son Preston's memory and build an extended family in his community. So far, Gavin has gifted cars to 19 drivers, including single moms and refugees. The town's mayor says it's a powerful reminder of how one person's kindness can change lives. There is good in the world.
That is a very nice story.
We need to remind ourselves.
A very nice story. Final check of the forecast with Blaze.
And it's going to be a quiet one as we head further into the work week. Maybe some clouds to start off on Wednesday, but by the afternoon we should see more sunshine. It'll be in the upper 50s to low 60s as the kids are heading off to school. Winds are going to remain light and out of the north throughout the day. A stray shower can't be ruled out, but I think for the most part we should stay dry on Wednesday, and then from Thursday onward, plenty of quiet conditions. Low 70s Thursday, and then we're back into those upper 70s to low 80s Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday of next week.
Last night I was driving through Janesville about midnight, coming back from a trip out west. That was a storm that went through down there.
Yeah, there were some pretty good rainmakers, hailmakers too. Thank goodness.
I was like, we needed rain, maybe not this.
Exactly, it's always that way. Well, thanks for watching tonight at 10. Coming up is The Late Show with Stephen Colbert.
And you can always find us streaming 24/7 on Channel 3000+.